Jordan? Jordan? You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, Jordan.
Oh yeah, I gotta upload the last video for Megaman.
Jordan, it's been 2 months.
I got this video out.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. The story that just begun, the promise of what's to come. And I'ma remain a soldier till the war is won. Chop, 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 judo flip. Chop, 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 judo flip. Chop, chop, chop.
For our first entry on this list, we have a boss from probably the best of the classic series, Megaman 2. Our boss is none other than Flashman. When you enter the stage, the first thing you'll notice is the awesome music. It's got an upbeat theme and it gets you ready for the stage. The next thing you'll notice is probably the weird gimmick this stage has. There are blocks that will switch from normal ground to an icy one, which can make jumps really difficult, like the one before the boss. Also, Megaman can slide backwards. How does he not fall over? These weird physics and annoying gimmick is probably why it's number 10 on the list. Other than that, the stage is a blast. The actual boss for the stage, though, is too easy. With the Metal Blade, you can kill him extremely fast, like fast enough for me to run out of footage. First X game. Now I'll admit, Megaman X3 is not my most favorite out of the Super NES X games. I won't go into too much detail why. Despite this fact, there's one boss that sticks out to me the most, Neon Tiger. This stage is sick. For starters, it's a really long stage with tons of secrets in it, such as a secret heart, sub-tank, and you also get the X-Buster upgrade. The music goes really well with the stage's jungle feel, which is always a bonus. Now the boss, oh boy, I'm so glad they got an awesome tiger to be a boss of this stage. He can be very challenging even with the right weapon, but he's still beatable. Mother Truckin' X4. This game may have marked Capcom and Nintendo's breakup, but I think it was for the greater good. The game has some great elements that might not have been possible on the N64, but if it was about the voice acting that caused the switch, I think it could have been on the Atari Jaguar instead of like this.
Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Anyway, we got a crazy cool boss that takes its moveset from Capcom's other famous series, Street Fighter. That's right, it's Flame Dragoon. He uses moves like the Hadouken and Shoryuken when fighting X or Zero. This guy is crazy tough. Even with his weakness, you'll have a hard time fighting him. But when you do beat him, it's so satisfying. When you defeat him as X, you get some lame move or whatever. But when you defeat him as Zero, you get the Shoryuken. Anyway, the stage is awesome too. It takes place in a volcano as some killer rock music as you rush through the stage. By the way, Zero is the best. Back to the classic series. Well, not really classic series, but classic series. See what I mean? No? Too bad. Because it's part of the original series, but since it's on the SNES, it's not considered the classic like the ones on the NES. It's Mega Man 7. Now, this isn't the worst of the classics, but it's not the best either. However, I think we all like it more because of this.
How much ass do you think Mega Man gets?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 asses?
7 asses.
Besides that glorious meme, I think one of my favorite things about this game is the boss, Cloudman. I really have no idea why. Maybe it's because it's so similar to Airman with the cloud guys and stuff. The visuals are really crisp in this stage and it has a great atmosphere. The boss fight against Cloudman isn't super memorable other than the fact that you beat him with the D-Rap. Megaman 2 again. That's right, for this spot we have the infamous Metal Man. Now I don't think he's so memorable because of his stage or boss fight, but the fact that his weapon is extremely overpowered. You can fire the weapon in 8 directions and you have a whopping 112 shots with the weapon. I still find the stage to be enjoyable though. I think this is a good stage to start off your playthrough of Mega Man 2. The boss fight has a reasonable difficulty, but the fun mechanic of Metal Man switching the conveyor belt directions, having strategy play a role in the fight. The stage is cool yet challenging, also having conveyor belts to teach you how to maneuver them before fighting the boss, which I think is really cool. Oh yeah, the music isn't bad either. Insert Eagle Raptor reference here. No, there'll be none of those except that one. Now, we have our first entry from Jump and Shoot Man. No, I said none. Our first entry from Mega Man X. Now, I'll admit, this is my favorite Mega Man game. How could it not be? I mean, it's in my top 5 games of all time, and I speedrun it. Although I have to say, Mega Man X2 is an extremely close second. That's right, I dared. Anyway, onward with the list. Sting Chameleon is cool. But seriously, this stage is awesome. It takes place in a tropical jungle. Enemies have grass camouflage or imitate life that would probably be there like a robotic woodpecker. You also get the body armor here, which lets you take half damage from everything in the game. There's also this heart here, which is super easy to get casually, but in a speed run, not so much. The boss can be very annoying if you don't know how to beat him, because he's very agile and he can disappear for a few seconds. Although, if you know what you're doing, it shouldn't take more than 30 seconds. Now I know I said Mega Man X3 was my favorite out of the X series, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. Just that X and X2 are a little bit better. But I digress. There's something awesome about Toxic Seahorse's stage that is just really cool. Maybe it's platforming up these tall columns or swimming in the fresh water that was purified by those fancy doodads in the background. The soundtrack goes extraordinarily with the stage because both the stage and the music are upbeat and fast-paced, making for an awesome level that you just want to speed by. Now the boss could be the easiest in the game or the hardest. With the X-Buster, you will die over and over again if you don't have enough health or sub-tanks ready. On the other hand, if you have the Frost Shield, which isn't even a shield, you can take no damage and beat this boss in less than a minute. The same goes for that weird mini-boss. Let's get out of here, man. Now I know you've been hearing me praise Mega Man X2 this whole list and probably wondering, say, I haven't seen much of this awesome game stages on the list yet. Well, I mean, there are 3 spots left, and since I like it so much, it'll probably be behind the list. Jerk. Alright. Now for number 3, we have Morph Moth. Now I really like this stage, but when I showed it to my friends Chris and Garrett, they weren't as excited as I was.
Dude, Mega Man X2 sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't, dude. Look at the bosses. You got Overdrive Ostrich, Water Sponge, and Morph Moth.
Wow. Gay.
Come to think of it, a moth doesn't sound like a very intense boss, but give it a chance. I mean, just look at this Saiyan power! But really, for a junkyard, this stage actually looks kind of good. It has a ton of detail in it, and it just seems like a huge stage. You start off in the open, sitting with garbage. You go through the magnet things, climb up, and fight garbage monsters, and then you fight the boss. It's a really fun stage. Maybe it's because you've just gotten the fire upgrade, which makes you go zoom, but it's still fun without it. Now this is one of my favorite bosses. At first, Morph Moth looks nothing like the boss preview. It swings around and can throw trash around, no biggie. But after half health, it scurries away, demolishes the ceiling, and out comes the graceful moth out of its cocoon. It shoots rainbows too.
Gay.
It may seem more like a butterfly than a moth, but hey, it's really creative and I like it.
Hello everyone, this is Pat Nat, guest starring in Game of the Year Reviews video, because he may or may not be holding a knife to my neck. So Game of the Year Reviews asked me to speak on behalf of one of his favorite bosses, Storm Eagle. While I don't know much about Mega Man, what I do know is that this stage rocked. It has debatably the best music in the entirety of Mega Man X, which is surely saying something. This stage has an amazing atmosphere, taking place at the runway of an airport, ascending up many moving platforms and finally finding yourself at the ship where you first saw Vile, one of the main antagonists of the game, come out of. The boss itself isn't a super challenging fight, but the only annoying thing is when he shoots his little babies at you. Yeah, that happens. Besides that, he has a great design and his amazing stage is definitely worth this number 2 spot. There, I said it. You got what you want. Now please, just let me go. What are you doing? No, wait, please, you promised! You promised!
I know everyone who does a top 10 list waits before the number 1 spot and says some bullcrap like, let's go over the list because you can only remember what happened 2 minutes ago. Well, since I've managed to thoroughly insult those who do that and managed to do it myself in the process, number 1 is Overdrive Ostrich. So, since this is the number 1 spot, I ought to have some good reasons, huh? Alright. This stage has an incredible atmosphere. I know I've been saying that a lot for these stages, but this one has the best of all of them. I really do like driving around the hover bike across the dunes. It makes me feel like I'm in Star Wars or something. I know this heart can be a pain to get, but if you're good, it's not. I think the scorpions are also a nice addition to the desert level, which is kinda cool. Oh yeah, the boss entrance is a freaking rocket that X blows up. Though I don't know why that cues Overdrive Ostrich to come in. Maybe to get his insurance information. Ostrich is also easy if you know what you're doing, and he can even go into the background and leap out at you. But if you can keep him on the screen, he won't. Oh, one last thing that I know you're all expecting. The music is freaking amazing. Hey guys, welcome to the end slate. It's kinda hip, got some sick beats and my sexy voice. Well, I want to thank you for watching during Mega May. It went a lot better than I expected, really. I'm sorry this video took so long, I've been busy these last couple months. But normal upload schedule resumes on Saturday, so that's cool. Anyway, click either of these videos and check them out, they're both pretty sick. Now if you excuse me, you guys can listen to this music for 2 months while I work on the next video. Get it? Because I took so long with this one.